Hi and welcome. I'm Jennifer Bonoff, founder of BuildYourDigitalBrand.com. Doug and I are excited to share our interview series on personal branding. Hear from a diverse group of experts on the purpose and benefits of establishing your brand. Learn how to stand out and be memorable.
Hi, we're here today with Bruce Blackwell with the Build Your Digital Brand Personal Branding Interview Series. Bruce Blackwell is the founder and managing partner of Career Strategies Group in Brewster, New York. Before creating Career Strategies, he had been a publishing, motion picture, and broadcasting executive with companies like MGM, Gannett Newspapers, and New Line Cinema. He also provided consulting expertise to companies including IBM, 3M, and Showtime. A noted author and lecturer on career issues for attorneys and executives, he's a charter member of the Career Management Panel for New York City Bar Association and has been called a leading expert by the New York State Bar Association. Bruce, welcome and thank you for being with us today.
Well, thank you for inviting me, Doug. It's a pleasure to be with you today.
Okay, well, let's get right to it. Do you feel that having a visible personal brand is important to success of your clients in their job search?
I think it's not only important, it's really essential. You need to be able to show that you've got a greater value than the people against whom you're competing for the job. And if you may not be better than they are, you need to show at least how you're different and how that difference has a big value.
Okay.
So brand strategy is absolutely critical, and people just don't realize how essential it is.
Okay. If a client came to you and had little or no personal branding that was visible, what three things would you tell them to do at the beginning to process or the start of the process for establishing their own digital brand?
Okay, that's a really good question, and most people don't have much of an awareness of personal branding. I've been dealing with career management for 25 years, and when I ask people, tell me a little bit about yourself, they tell me almost always the same things that the other guy has told me. That's not going to work in the job market. So there are several things you can do. Number one is try to figure out objectively, what are you good at? And the typical answer is, well, I'm smart, I work hard, and I get along well with people. Well, guess what? That's not going to do it because no one's going to hire anybody who's stupid, lazy, and antisocial. So the things that people originally claim as their brand strategy are really requisites. So you need to drill down a little deeper and come up with some things that are more uniquely you. That's the first thing. The second thing is, because of what you are, what benefits do you bring? There's a saying in sales training, and I've been involved in sales and marketing my entire career, which, as you can see from this, goes back a long way. The expression is people don't buy features, they buy benefits. So because of all these different skills you have, therefore, Mr. Employer, here's how you can benefit, how your company can benefit from hiring me. You've got to have a benefit pitch. And then last of all, you need to be able to back it up with what are called success stories. The normal format is a PAR story. Here's the problem, here's the action that I took, and here's the result that came as a result of my efforts. That's what we want to see. Now, I've been hiring people probably, Doug, since before you were born. And it really comes down to, what are you, as the candidate, going to do for me to make my life easier, my headaches fewer, my acid indigestion go away? You need to think through those answers.
Okay, very good. In today's competitive job market, it's difficult for a candidate to stand out to a recruiter or a potential employer. What advice do you give to your clients to help them not only to stand out, but to be memorable?
Okay, and that's another good question. In order to be memorable, you have to take the first thoughts that come to your mind when asked, tell me a little bit about yourself, and get rid of those, because those are the first thoughts that everybody has. And I had some samples from my files on resumes. One guy described himself as results. These all came in within a week. A results-driven business professional, a highly motivated results-driven business professional, a highly talented and results-driven professional, a highly accomplished and motivated professional. this is the stuff that we see every day. And what it means is if you're saying the same things about yourself that your competitors are saying about themselves, you lose. So you need to come up with something, again, drilling down a little bit deeper. That's one critical thing to do. And another thing is to be able to support your case, again, by talking about benefits, by talking about results. So it takes a little bit more thinking than most of us are used to doing.
Yeah, probably not only more thinking, but it makes people go into an area that they're maybe not even comfortable with, where they're trying to promote themselves and comment on things that they haven't thought about before, as opposed to just, normal skills and what they've experienced.
That's a hard thing, because a lot of people, I've worked with over, oh goodness gracious, 2,000, 2,400 clients, give or take, and many of them are a little bit reluctant to brag and sound like they're, God's gift to the world. But if you don't use an interview opportunity to sell yourself out of modesty, you might very well lose that job.
Right.
So this is, I don't look at it as selling, I look at it more as educating the employer about who you are and what you bring to the table.
Okay, very good. There's a lot of digital assets a person can use when they're creating a digital brand, including social media, websites, blogs, and each of them could have a positive or negative impact on someone's brand or reputation depending upon how they're used. What are your thoughts regarding online reputation management, and is it something that you actually discuss with your clients in relation to their personal branding?
Yeah, this is all pretty new stuff, at least for those of us who are veterans at this, but it's become the way of the world these days. You have to have a very comprehensive and widespread online presence. LinkedIn is, I think, number one in talking with hundreds of recruiters all around the country. That's a place that they go. If you're going to use LinkedIn, you need to be able to use it properly and not just post your resume on there. Other social media forms are important as well, because it's a way to disseminate information about you. We on the hiring side want to know what we're getting. We want to know, first of all, who are the people we should be interviewing? If typically we get, say, 200 resumes for an opening, I'm going to interview 5 people. You want to be in that 5 and not in the 195 who aren't in it. So whatever I can learn about you in advance, I'll go online, I'll check your reputation, I'll look at your LinkedIn, I'll look at your Facebook. And for some of the younger people, you got to clean up that Facebook act. Because there's a lot of stuff on there that might be amusing to your friends, but wouldn't be amusing to a potential employer. Publishing information about things that you've done, all very, very important. It builds a comfort level on the part of the employer, and that's what it's all about. You want to make us comfortable in interviewing and hiring you.
Okay, and one more question. Do you think it's beneficial for individuals to create and publish content that's related to their specific specialty, their industry, their expertise, in order to increase their online visibility and maybe even establish their authority?
Yeah, it's something that before online media came about, we would have our clients write for professional journals, write for newsletters, write for the articles for the local paper, anything they can do to establish that they know something. Back in the olden days, if you had a byline in a community newspaper, you got some panache for that. You got credibility. You want to be able to communicate your ideas. And today, with online, it is so much easier than ever before. You can publish on LinkedIn. You can publish on Facebook. And I expect, I'm not an expert on this by any means, but there are probably other places as well where you can get your picture, your ideas online so that they can be seen by potential employers. It's a very, very important way of differentiating yourself from the other folks that are out there.
Fantastic. I mean, you've given us some great information, a lot of insight, and I think this will be informative to a lot of people. So really appreciate you joining us here today, and thanks for participating in the Build Your Digital Brand interview series.
It's really been a pleasure. Thanks for having me, Doug.